If you've ever bought a cheap Al-Anon video bar for your conference rooms only to discover the camera whines, the mic cuts out, or the whole system just won't stay connected, you know the kind of regret that makes you reconsider every budget purchase. The temptation to save a few dollars can quickly turn into a weekday full of tech support tickets, and that's why I'm taking a close look at the Yealink MCOREKIT 4MS native Microsoft Teams room system kit. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent the last week setting up 2 identical rooms in a small consulting firm, running a mix of internal meetings, client demos, and a few webinars, so I can tell you whether this kit feels like a smarter buy or just another cheap-at-hand big-name compromise. First off, the biggest hesitation most buyers have with a Teams-only system is whether the hardware will really integrate without a hitch. The Yealink kit is built around a 23-inch 4K touch panel, a dual camera module, a soundbar, and a small form-factor controller that plugs directly into a Windows PC running the Teams Rooms software. From the moment I unpacked the box, the packaging felt like it was designed for an IT department that knows what it's doing. Every cable is labeled, the mounting brackets are pre-drilled, and the Quick Start guide walks you through the Ethernet to USB-C connection in under 10 minutes. If you've ever tried to rig a generic webcam and speakerphone together, you know how chaotic the cable spaghetti can become. Here, the Al-Anon design eliminates the need to hunt for compatible adapters or worry about driver conflicts. The day-to-day experience is where the kit either shines or falls flat. In the consulting firm I was testing, the touch panel became the room's command center. The 4K display is bright enough that the screen remains legible even in a sunlit office, and the built-in Teams interface is clean, no extra menus, just the essential join, schedule, and device settings. When I started a client demo, the dual camera setup automatically switched between wide angle and a tighter 12 optical zoom as I moved around the room. The transition was smooth, and the remote attendees commented on how the view never jittered or froze, which is a common complaint with lower-cost alternatives that rely on software zoom. Audio is another area where many budget room systems stumble, so I paid close attention to the Yealink soundbar's performance. The 10-inch driver and integrated echo cancellation handled a 6-person meeting without anyone needing to raise their voice. During a webinar with 30 remote participants, the mic captured voices clearly, and there was no audible echo when I asked a question from the back of the room. The system also supports Bluetooth input, which allowed us to plug in a secondary microphone for a larger conference setup without any noticeable latency. Now, let's talk about the hidden trade-offs. The kit is designed specifically for Microsoft Teams, which is great if you're already locked into the ecosystem, but it means you lose flexibility if you ever want to switch to Zoom or WebEx. The controller hardware is a Windows PC, so you do need to allocate an appropriate machine, usually a mini PC with a modest CPU behind the panel. While the hardware itself is compact, you'll still have to budget for that PC, a power outlet, and a stable Ethernet connection. Some buyers assume the Al-Anon label eliminates any extra equipment, but the reality is you still need a dedicated host PC, even if the kit supplies the necessary cables. Who should buy this? If you run a small to medium-sized business that has standardized on Microsoft Teams for internal and client communications, the Yealink MCOREKIT 4MS offers a plug-and-play experience that feels more polished than many generic USB webcam speaker combos on the market. It's also a solid choice for co-working spaces that want a reliable meeting room solution without committing to a massive installation budget. The system's automatic camera framing, high-resolution display, and team-centric UI reduce the need for a dedicated IT specialist to troubleshoot minor glitches on a daily basis. On the other hand, if your organization values platform-agnostic flexibility or you already have an infrastructure built around another video conference provider, this kit probably isn't the right fit. The lack of native support for non-Teams platforms means you'd have to run third-party software on the host PC, which can introduce compatibility hiccups that the native integration was designed to avoid. Also, if you're looking for a truly wall-mount-only solution, the requirement for a separate mini-PC might add an extra layer of complexity you weren't prepared for. Practical strengths that stood out during my trial include the reliable auto-tracking camera, which saved me from manually adjusting the view every time someone moved across the room, and the seamless echo cancellation that kept the conversation clear even when multiple people spoke at once. The touch panel's UI feels like a dedicated Teams Rooms console, eliminating the what's on the screen confusion that often plagues hybrid meeting setups. The built-in cable management also means the room stays tidy, a small but appreciable detail when you walk into a meeting space and see a clean, professional setup. On.